And top of the morning to you folks, the old soldier coming at you today from Robertson County, North Carolina, where it looks like it's going to be a bright and sunshiny day. Anyway, that's for you, Brother Kyle. Couple things. I got two more books in I wanted to share with you that you might want to add to your library. One of them being the U.S. Army's Training Circular, or i.e. Ranger Handbook. Okay, this 2017 edition. You might want to think about getting it. It's got troop leading procedures, tactics, rappelling techniques, just some things might behoove you to learn and know. The other is the Warrior Skills Level 1 manual that the U.S. Army uses. Okay, in my day we called it the Common Task Training Manual. And it's a series of tasks that every soldier should know how to do at the skill level 1. It gives you the task, conditions, and standards. Now, they may have changed it up some as far as that formatting goes. But in my day, it was always task, condition, and standards. They give you a task, they give you what the conditions are, and they give you a standard that's either a go or no-go. And this book has the checklists in here at each one, as you can see here. Okay, they've got these on Amazon. All right, so they are available to the public. Build your library. Knowledge is power. And why do I say that? Because God forbid, but at the rate the left's trying to push illegal legislation, it's just my honest opinion, they're goading us, conservatives, patriots, God-fearing, God-loving Americans who love the red, white, and blue, into a fight. So the more you add to your library, the more you study, the more knowledge you have, the more effective you'll be. God forbid it gets to that point. Okay. Second thing I want to talk about. There's some BS out there floating around now on the intranet with these do-gooders. Like that, do-gooders. One I saw on Instagram someone posted, and it was a caption of a female retired Navy vet. And her whole thing was, when I was in the Navy, they taught us how to shoot in the leg to wound. I've never heard of any branch of the service ever teaching anybody how to shoot to wound. Okay? Even my brother veterans that were MPs are taught if they have to draw their firearm, it is shoot to neutralize the threat. Notice I said neutralize the threat. Okay, not kill, neutralize the threat. Now for the combat soldier, when you engage an enemy target, you shoot to kill. There's no other alternative. You shoot to kill. But it was in response to the Columbus, Ohio police shooting, where the police officer shot the black girl with the knife that was going to kill the other black girl. You know, the one LeBron James is out there spouting off his worthless oxygen thief mentality on. Not that I give two rats rear ends about LeBron James, other than he's just a communist instigator. You know, because he don't want to be around white people, but yet he buys a multi-million-dollar mansion in pretty much an all-white neighborhood. Go figure. Not that I care where anybody lives or how they live. Get the means, go for it. My point being is, for a man that says he didn't want to be around white people, he picked a funny place to hang his hat, if you ask me. Kind of like Black Lives Matter buying all them multi-million-dollar mansions in so-called affluent neighborhoods. All right? But anyway, I'm on a tangent. Back to what I'm saying. Goes back to when Joe Biden made stupid comments a few years ago about shoot him in the leg if you got to, shoot him in the leg. Wound him. One, in a fluid, volatile situation, trying to hit someone in the leg is, unless they're standing still, kind of hard to do. Whereas a center mass, i.e. torso, is a much preferable target mass to shoot at. Especially if the target you're shooting at is posing a potential lethal threat to yourself or someone else. right? And then at that point in time, you have to neutralize the threat. And this officer, from the looks of the video I can see, in this part where I'm speculating, looks like they were too far away to engage with a taser. And even if they did, we know that tasers are not 100% fully effective at neutralizing threats. There have been many video recorded encounters where a taser, the target just brushes them off, or they don't make complete contact, or the perpetrator is so high on a substance that they're not feeling anything. Okay? All right. So to shoot someone in the leg. Now, let's just say this officer did shoot this individual in the leg. All right? What runs down your leg, especially in the thigh? The femoral artery. You sever that sucker, you've got only seconds to stop the bleeding. And as big as that girl was, they'd have a hard time getting in there finding it, okay? She had a lot of meat around her arteries. Gather my meaning. So had they shot her in the leg, they might have caught you-know-what trying to get in there to clamp off that severed artery. Or what happens if they'd have shot her in the femur, the bone itself? Okay? The bone fragments could sever that artery in several places or damage it, whatever. My point being is that in and of itself could potentially create a lethal situation. Okay? You see, and now, but the thing is, you can start hearing, Joy Behar, that worthless, you-know-what. She's another one that made the same comment about shoot him in the leg. You see, now all these liberal, dumbass celebrities, pardon my language, are going to start parroting this mentality of shoot them in the leg. Why? Because they've been watching too much TV. Okay? I'm binge watching Miami Vice right now because we're still in the camper. I don't have cable. The digital channels we get, I'm tired of watching Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman. And I love Miami Vice. I'm growing up watching it. Magnum PI too. It's binge watched it last week and week before. Okay? And this is where they're getting it from. These TV shows like that where, sometimes they'd shoot people and they'd hit them in the arm or the leg. Oh, it's just a wound. It's a flesh wound. I'll be all right. Or, okay, blah, blah, blah. All right? Except maybe Sonny Crockett. Everybody he shoots dies because he's shooting a 10 millimeter. But the point I'm getting at is that a wound shot is not realistic. It's not practical. And now let's talk about this. Liability. There are recorded multiple cases around the nation where police officers and police departments have been sued by individuals for damage. Your officer shot me in the back of the knee. I could no longer play basketball, football, baseball, golf, whatever my sport was that I was going to go be a hero at and get out of where I was at. But now I can't because I can't do these things. Just totally ignore the fact that this person was probably breaking into your house or someone's house or car or threatening them, like George Floyd, the hero that he is. And all the other idiots that get themselves killed for doing stupid stuff. Now again with George Floyd, they're starting to say now with the toxicology report that that's what killed him, not the knee across the back. Okay. My point being that they made him into a hero that he really wasn't. And they always do this. So, back to the whole thing. You shoot him in the leg. Okay. Now, there's liability that's potentially there. And see, law enforcement officers across the nation, I made this comment the other day. Law enforcement officers across the nation, many of them are probably considered, from what I'm hearing from friends. I've read a couple articles where many police officers are contemplating resigning or retiring early for the ones that can do that. Okay? Because the media, the mainstream media, has painted the police as someone not to be trusted. I get it. They're bad cops. Okay? Guess what? There's bad firemen. Huh? There's bad paramedics. Yep, bad nurses, bad doctors, bad teachers, bad soldiers. I just read an article this morning in military.com about an entire battalion leadership that went to Germany, TDY, and were touring some World War II sites in Poland that went out on basically a drunk fest. And their battalion XO got lost for a night and somehow had $50,000 or $13,000, they're not sure yet, ran up on his credit card because he stumbled into an off-limit strip club, and he swears up and down they spiked his drink, which probably happened based on reports of where they were at. These things happen to the tourist population. Okay. Poor decision making. Bad leadership. It's out there. But it does not speak for the volumes that are doing the right thing every day. And these are the ones that are contemplating leaving policing or moving to other areas where police are still respected and admired. We had a thing called the engagement skills trainer that the Army still uses. I don't know about the other branches, the Army does. And one of the scenarios on it was a shoot, don't shoot scenario. And you had a split second to make the right decision. Okay? Split second. There are police departments that use use virtual simulators, same thing. Okay? And in those scenarios, which are very realistic, there's no option to shoot to wound. None. So I'm going to kind of close this out with the next thing they're going to start harping on is we need to use non-lethal munitions like rubber bullets. Yeah, well, back in the 60s when the police used them to contain riots, they were deemed inhumane. So this all comes full circle. Okay. And now police departments are going to start deferring on answering domestic violence calls. And sadly, you may see a spike in those going up, people being maimed, mutilated, or killed in domestic violence engagements. And Chicago's mayor, Beetlejuice, has basically passed a policy there that their police officers have to get clearance from a supervisor to go on an engagement, per se, on a call. It's just getting ridiculous, especially in the liberal cities. And I wouldn't be surprised what Roy Boy Pooper Scooper here in North Carolina issues some BS policy of his own in regards to that, further tarnishing law enforcement. I'll say where I'm at here in Robeson County, the sheriff we've got now is making a conscious effort to clean this county up and get the drug dealers off the street. He's rounded up deadbeat dads, if you will. That old child support. And he's getting communities involved in cleaning up their neighborhoods. That's the kind of law enforcement that's going on now. Is he perfect? No. But he's trying. He gives a damn. That's the thing. Unlike the sheriff in another county over that I won't mention, but it rhymes with bloke. Who likes to sweep things under the rug. And then the sheriff north of here adamantly come out and supported Joe Biden. I don't have any respect for him. His department at him, no. Okay. But again, to close out, I know I said that before, say it now, but to close this thing out, if the police start quitting in droves, it's going to become incumbent upon me and you to police ourselves. All right, which means you're going to have to be prepared for situations that you normally wouldn't think you need to be. And some of these books I've showed you can help you deal with some of those situations. Not all of them, but some of them. All right. And I would tell you this, if this happens, if you go somewhere, go as a group. Get a group of like-minded people and go in group, because there is strength in numbers. That day's coming. All right, folks, I've yammered on enough. Hopefully today they'll bring my house out and start getting it put up on the foundation. I don't know, that something about they got to let the board, the steel plate boards cure out a little bit before they do that. I'm not a house builder, so don't know. But we're ready for it. But it looks like the grandbabies are going to beat the house. But anyway, until tomorrow, my friends, God bless, take care, stay safe, stay vigilant, stay armed, keep your eyes open, your ear to the ground, and your neck on a swivel. All right, watch out for yourself, watch out for your friends and neighbors. Until tomorrow, God bless, take care. It's the old soldier out. Anywho, anyhow, anyway, Kyle. You got 3 of them today.